Hey guys, Hunter Elliott, rangehot.com. I've come to you this afternoon to talk about how to get free ammo for life. Now that I've got your attention, I really want to talk to you about a new pistol from Coonan. I know that was kind of a dirty trick. I apologize, but not really. So anyway, Coonan had made a name for themselves for producing a 1911 style Browning high power hybrid handgun chambered in .357 Magnum. If you look back about a year or so ago, you'll see that I did in fact review the Coonan Classic chambered in .357. Really nice, well-built pistol. If you're curious about that, there will be a link to that review in the written article. Brand new to the market, Coonan pistol chambered in .45 automatics. If you're not familiar with Coonan, real quick, it's a lot of a 1911 and a little bit of a Browning high power. It's running a pivoting type trigger, got a linkless barrel system, as well as an external extractor. So it does vary a little bit from the 1911 platform. Some people believe that John Browning, actually the perfection of his design was the Browning high power. Me, I'm more of a traditional type 1911 guy, but I like the high power fine. So in this day and age, the market is inundated with 1911s. So in doing so, they're certainly setting themselves apart in the market. So I can appreciate that. I've had this gun for about a month now, and we have shot the hell out of it. I run all kind of different bullet profiles and bullet weights, from the 185 grain Hornady Critical Defense all the way to the 230 grain Gorilla Silverback, which is a really aggressive hollow point, and a pile of Defender 230 ball. All weights, profiles, everything ran fine. Out of that ammunition count, didn't have any kind of trouble, misfeeds, or whatever from the gun. It seemed to run pretty good like a sewing machine, so no complaints there. But let's take a pretty closer look at the gun on the outside, then we're going to open the hood and look at the guts. So, real quick overview, starting at the top, at the muzzle. Here we've got a red fiber optic front sight, and it's dovetailed into the slide. To the rear, you've got a green fiber optic rear sight that is also dovetailed into the slide, and this rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. To the rear, it's got what I call a speed hammer, which is skeletonized. And I think the theory behind that is you get a little bit of weight off the hammer. It takes away some of the lock time from the time you hit the go button till the hammer strikes the firing pin, which is supposed to be conducive to accuracy. Here again, I know I'm being a safety Nazi, but I just want to show everybody it's still empty. Come down to the rear here, you can see these good looking, kind of a micarta type stock. They're pretty aggressive. Coonan is calling this their lava finish because it is a multicolor kind of swirl. The front strap here is it's a little rough because it's like bead blasted stainless, but there is no checkering. Some people might have a problem with that. Me, I kind of prefer that slick front strap, but you know, here again, it's all personal preference. Moving to the side of the gun here, it is a traditional type 1911 thumb safety. It is extended, so there's plenty of real estate where you can get your thumb off and on that and run the safety like you need to. You can see the grip safety here does run a palm swell. Whenever you grip that gun, that palm swell, all that's doing is that's just a little bit of added insurance that you're disengaging that grip safety like you need to. All these little amenities, I can certainly appreciate and understand why they're included. Moving over here to the center of it, you see it's got a pivoting type trigger. Now the trigger here, it's got some take up, not a whole lot, but it does got a bit of a take up. Brakes really clean at 4.5 pounds, and then there's your over travel. But it's a really nice trigger. If you are used to the 1911, you'd pick this pistol up, and the manual of arms is similar enough to where you won't have any trouble learning it. The most obvious thing that I noticed is it does not have these cuts that you're used to seeing right here on the receiver on a 1911. So it's more of a monolith type receiver is what I'd call it, which I think here again, Coonan is doing a little bit to set themselves apart from the norm, which I can appreciate. Looking here at the muzzle, it does have a standard type barrel bushing, nice and snug, but you're able to manipulate it without having to get your toolbox out. It does have some slanted cocking serrations, and they work fine. I'm more of a fan of the more traditional, completely vertical cocking serrations, but here again, I'm just talking aesthetics, and then you'll notice the external extractor. Now, external extractors on the 1911 to me have no place. I don't like them at all. Not so much because it's a problem, just because I think it breaks up the traditional look. But here again, we're not talking about a 1911. So, if you get the external extractor tuned correctly, it's not going to give you any problems. And over those 400 rounds, I feel like Coonan has done a good enough job on this to where it's not a problem. There are some manufacturers that have struggled a lot with external extractors. Now, I'm not going to say any names, Kimber, excuse me, but they have had a lot of problems and it cost them a lot. All in all, overview of the gun, I'm really satisfied with it. It ran great, shot really nice. If you're curious about any of the specifics on the ammunition we shot, as well as the 3-shot groups that I did at 25 yards from a rest, all that information is going to be in the written article on rangehot.com, as well as a whole lot more technical information about this pistol. Here again, this is just a video overview. So when you get done watching this, if you're not bored by then, jump over to rangehot.com, read the article, let me know what you think.
My name's Andrew Barnes with Barnes Precision Machine. We're out here with Hunter Elliott at rangehot.com today, and we're doing a review on the Coonan 45.
So what I want to do now is pull this gun apart, take a look at the insides, and see where we're at. Okay, here you see the linkless barrel. Probably not what you're used to seeing on a 1911 style pistol, but here again we're talking about the kind of a high power hybrid here. Good to go on that. For those that are curious, there is no firing pin safety in the slide, so to me that's not a big deal either way. I don't mind a firing pin safety as long as it's not the Swartz safety. If it's the Series 80 style that Colt has, I'm totally cool with it. But here again, a lot of people don't like it, so Coonan has opted to leave that off. All right, Coonan was really good enough to put a hell of a kink in that plunger spring, which is nice because you see when I took this thumb safety off, the damn plunger didn't go puking across the room. Good to go. Locking lugs on the top of the barrel look really good. They're nice and crisp. They're not peened over, as well as the locking lugs inside the slide are still really clean and crisp. So that gives me a really good indication that the barrel was fitted correctly. So here we go, we got it all apart. Let's take some close-ups, look at it. So it does have, here you go, you see this close-up of the pivoting trigger here, held in place of the receiver by a little pin. Other than that, and the trigger bow being really well fit, it detail strips just like a 1911 you're used to seeing. The hammer looks really good. The hammer hooks are holding up well. It is a traditional half-cock style hammer. Sear and disconnect look really good. You know, I know 400 rounds ain't a whole lot, but that's a pretty good bit. Normally if there's something in there that's flawed or not right within 400 rounds, I would feel like if you don't see it break, you're at least going to see some problems. And close-ups of all these parts look like they're holding up really well. That is an all-steel, heavy-duty, standard guide rod. You can see here it is running a bit of a ramp barrel. Okay guys, so I managed to correctly reassemble the pistol. See here again, no mag, chamber's empty. Last couple little things I want to talk about. It does come with 2 magazines. They do have kind of a hybrid lip design, which I'm used to seeing. So in my opinion, the hybrid lip over the wad cutter or the ball lip is going to give you the best chance for having reliable feeding with all different kinds of, bullet profile, and that was illustrated as no malfunction with the gun. They do hold a traditional 7 rounds, so I'm totally cool with that as well. It does come with a really nice nylon case that the gun comes in, along with little Coonan ear protection holder. You got your destructions, lubrication, child lock, whole 9 yards. So I mean, it comes with everything you need except for eye protection and ammunition, which wherever you pick the gun up, you ought to be able to find out as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap the gun up. As you look over the footage, you saw there were several different people that shot the gun. Everybody seemed to be pretty happy with it. My mother fell in love with it. I've actually, believe it or not, I've actually placed an order for this very gun for my mom. She fell in love with it. So way to go, Barbara. If you like something, fine, let me know. If you didn't like something, that's cool too. Let me know. I'm always relying on feedback from people to make it better every time. So I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. Look forward to seeing you on the range.